Hello guys, this is Terry from Geeky Gaming, and we have something special for you again today. I have another One Piece theory here today for you. This theory is about the Klabautermann. As some of you may remember, the Klabautermann played a pretty big role in the survival of the Going Merry back in Skypiea and during Water 7. And basically today we're going to discuss, do Klabautermann still have relevance to the story? First of all, I'm going to bring up a fun fact here for you guys. Klabautermann in German means ship cobalt. Basically, a Klabautermann is a water spirit or fairy that dwells on the ship, and it's basically an incarnation of the ship, or of a ship that has actually been cared for. And as we saw, the crew loved the Going Merry. It was their nakama, basically. And when a ship slash crew is in danger, the ship's Klabautermann can warn the sailors or the crew of danger, or maybe they would be able to help in a bigger way. And it's a legend among seafarers in our world as well about the Klabautermann, but in One Piece it seemed to be a humanoid sailor with a raincoat and a pair of shoes carrying a small wooden hammer, and the Klabautermann first essentially introduced him slash herself because the Klabautermann is voiced by Brittany something in the American release by Funimation, but basically introduced him or herself to Usopp and basically revealed that they were going to try to go a little bit further to make themselves, the ship, be able to sail a little bit further with the crew. And we've also seen from the Going Merry during the Water 7 arc, Going Merry's Klabautermann talking with Iceberg, saying, "Fix me up so I can go just a little bit further." I think the Klabautermann is going to play a bigger role in the story. And the reason why I'm saying this, besides the Klabautermann's voice being heard by all the crew members during the end of Enies Lobby, drawing them to her, is what if Big Mom's singing ship, what if his figurehead has the Klabautermann in it? And what if there's such a thing as an awakened Haki Klabautermann? Because it's obvious that the ship is not a double fruit user, but it can talk. And I can't think of any way of doing that. Because if the ship was a double fruit user, it would be weak because of the seawater. Which means there's two options. Even though the ship really isn't in danger, the Klabautermann is still kind of chilling with the crew because it's obviously true that a pirate would love his ship or her ship. And I think even though we've seen Big Mom's crew to be kind of unique, you can kind of tell that they seem to respect their ship, even though we haven't really seen much of them on the ship other than Tamago and Peckham's just standing there. But either that or there's someone controlling the figurehead of the ship, singing or saying Funi, which is ship in Japanese during Dressrosa. So I've been thinking, what skills could an awakened or an evolved Klabautermann have? Well, first of all, a Klabautermann with Haki, we'll take armament Haki into account first. Instead of having to invest in steel plating for your ship can just activate its Haki when cannons are being fired upon it so that it would not take damage. Or if you were ramming the ship into something, it could activate its Haki to survive the hit. Or even at this point, if your ship is if you're firing your cannons upon someone, your ship's Klabautermann could activate its hockey and turn the cannonballs into cannonballs that were infused with hockey. And we can even go a step further, since we've seen Luffy use Red Hawk with hockey that basically it was conducting flames, but that could also bear in mind with his double fruit being rubber and creating friction. But I have a feeling that Klabautermann with hockey is actually a thing that's going on. I mean, a ship with observation hockey or a Klabautermann with one, you could basically dodge cannonballs, dodge your enemies, basically be the king of avoidance, or be able to alert the crew so that they could avoid hits with the ship. And I don't really think Klabautermann and Conqueror's hockey would be a thing, but who knows, because in the, I guess it's the Eid War between the Rogers pirates and Shiki's fleet, the fleet was taken out by a storm. I'm not sure if that's Rogers' double fruit. It could have, it's unclear, so it could have even been the Klabautermann of the ship. That is the only way that I could think of a Klabautermann having some form of Conqueror's hockey. And I think that the singing ship, Big Mom's ship, has an evolved Klabautermann. Until we find out otherwise, at least that's how I'm going to see it. Because a Yonko ship is really important to the Yonko. I mean, look at Whitebeard in the Moby Dick. He had that specially coded, all of his important crewmates were on there, basically all of his division commanders, basically. With the exception of Ace and Thatch. Thatch because he was dead, Ace because he was going to be executed. But you get my point. I know we haven't heard much about Klabautermann since Water 7 and with the transition to the Thousand Sunny, but I'm speculating that the Sunny's Klabautermann is going to show itself within the next arc or two. And that has been my theory, guys. I have another theory video to record today as well. I want you guys to give me your opinions on if a Klabautermann could use hockey. And I want you guys to suggest any theory you would like me to look into making a video for. I do want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video. I've been Terry from Genki Gaming. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.